Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda: the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. Two former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. Two former Clinton and Obama advisors? Former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany? Former business director at Swift? Former Swift board member? Former CFO of PayPal? Former head of the DTCC? Former chief business officer at Uber? Former VP of Amazon and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.
Let's go! How can you not see the writing on the wall after seeing that? Ladies and gentlemen, that was made by notfinancialadvice.crypto, and please give him a follow. To anyone you may know that does not believe in Ripple or XRP and the potential of that being a great investment, that is the video that you need to send them. The writing is so clear, and I believe the great reset, the currency reset, especially the pivoting of the US Federal Reserve into quantitative easing, is about to happen Monday, October 3rd. There's about to be a closed door emergency meeting. And it's because the financial system broke. The UK is the country, and the pound was the currency that set off the alarm to the powers that be. Now, we're about to see a currency crisis, and the Federal Reserve is going to start inflation again, quantitative easing again. XRP is going to be here to save this problem. Remember how Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple have called themselves the plumbers of the financial system. I remember that he said XRP was meant to unclog the financial drains of the world. Coincidentally enough, Raoul Paul and Real Vision had an interview recently, and they discussed the plumbing of the financial system as well. Listen to what they had to say, and if you know, you know.
How far away do you think we are from that macro turn? I mean, I think growth falls off a cliff, kind of shockingly, and the central bank starts to get a bit nervous. I think sooner than the market expects. The bond market feels like it's gone unhinged right now. Liquidity's dried up. When do you think this macro turn comes?
I think it's going to have to be something structural in like the financial plumbing of the pipes that the Fed cares about, for them to take the about face and Powell or whoever's in charge to go in front of the podium and say, actually, we're switching back to QE, right? And so it was corporate bonds, it was repos, it was, all these different things. So I think now it's the treasury market, right? As a bunch of different strategies have pointed out, dealers' inventory has gone down, bid-ask spreads have widened, volatility has gone up. and you have the Fed selling, the Treasury selling, the Chinese selling, the Japanese selling, the U.S. commercial banks all selling bonds. Who the fuck's buying these bonds at even the 10 years at 3.7% today? Inflation's at 8. Okay, fine. On a nominal basis, it's nice to earn some more money on my fiat that's sitting in my brokerage account. But like, am I like buying these bonds thinking, yeah, I'm going to hold this thing for 10 years and lose 4% real terms? No way. So who is stepping up and buying the trillions of dollars worth of bonds that need to happen in the U.S. Treasury market just to use the normal government functioning of today? Not to say that there's some military or other conflict that requires higher deficit spending or promises made by politicians in an election year, right? So I think the structural part of the Treasury, we have identified it. We know there's a problem. We know the problem is removal of liquidity. However, we haven't seen the effect yet. And so once we see the effect, they'll all scramble. Oh, okay, we're going to fix the Treasury market. And then it's game on.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, did that bring chills to you guys like it did to me? Every single problem that is happening in the world today, right now, can be solved using XRP's on-demand liquidity. Raoul Pal stated liquidity is drying up. XRP is on-demand liquidity. If you know, you know. They also discussed there being a problem with the plumbing of the financial drains. XRP is the solution to that problem as well, and XRP has the partnerships that could eventually utilize XRP to solve these problems as well. Me personally, ladies and gentlemen, I am operating like this SEC lawsuit is ended. I remit, filing amicus brief. Just imagine if a super heavyweight partner of Ripple like Bank of America or others step in and file as well. That would be massive. We know that SEC has conflicts of interest. Bill Hinman is guilty as charged. Amongst the public opinion, the only thing stopping XRP's price surge and full-blown adoption is this lawsuit, and I believe this lawsuit is going to end soon. Congress, at the same time, is making crypto regulations. Legislation is coming to the crypto market. Enforcement actions, while also having clarity, will come to the crypto market. Guys, I am bullish on a crisis right now. And don't twist my words. I think a massive global crisis is coming. I discussed the Shemitah from last week. And while nothing happened on that specific day, the energy is in the air. And in times when a financial reset and financial crisis occur, they hide it using black swan events. A black swan is coming. A crisis of sorts is coming. The world is positioning for a crisis to come. A massive dollar dump and currency devaluation is coming. But that's powerful for XRP. XRP's always been the currency that was going to thrive with the demise of the US dollar. And while the dollar is going to continue having its function, it's about to lose a lot of its global power. XRP's on-demand liquidity will step in with some price appreciation and some instant settlements. Now guys, a lot of people ask me, Bull, how can you see a crisis about to come? Really? With everything happening in the world right now, you don't think a major crisis is at play? The world, the powers that be, have been instilling the predictive programming of a massive event as well, whether it's a cyber attack, whether it's a war, whether it's other things. But we see these type of events like Ukraine applying for NATO membership as being catalysts for a major event to take place. Sanctions, the BRICS nations, everything points to the XRP endgame. There is a massive opportunity for you to get rich from the catastrophes that are about to hit the world. It is irresponsible for you to not be studying XRP in this space. All it takes is getting on an exchange and buying it. In the United States, they're trying to stop you from buying it. And there might be a point where XRP won't be purchasable on exchanges. But something I'm going to tell all of you is, you're going to be godfathered into the new 1%. And we've always been correct. A financial crisis is coming, and XRP will rise as a direct result. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. To cap off this video for today, I have a clip describing exactly XRP's use case. So many different places, so many different sources, so many different financial minds are all putting the pieces of the puzzle we've already put together. They're finally coming to. But we've been right all along. As always, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Well, ultimately, what I think is going to happen is that this currency crisis that I've spoken about will cause some kind of an event where the system gets reset. Now, whether they write off sovereign debt in that environment, or whether they come up with a new currency system like a new Bretton Woods, I really don't know. I think something's going to be forced on the governments of the world. What I think will come next is some sort of government-sponsored stablecoin. Whether it's Fed coin or what do they call it, the coin now or something. I know they announced it a month ago. Yeah. I don't remember the exact name, but I think the genie's kind of out of the bottle with the stable coins and with the Bitcoin and the rise of crypto. I think that the governments of the world are going to adopt what was created in the private market and use it. I don't think we're going to go to a Bitcoin standard. I don't think Bitcoin's going to become money. I think governments are going to kind of co-opt that digital asset space for their own. It doesn't mean that digital assets won't still exist and be a store of value or trade as a reserve asset in some form or another. But I do think that we're going, I expect us to continue to have a fiat system. It would be the first time kind of in the history of the world, not totally, but to a certain extent that no government was overseeing the money, right? And it was just a total free market for money. I think that's very highly unlikely. I know kind of within the crypto world and within the digital asset space, DeFi is kind of an important thing. I actually think that the world, this is not what I want, but it's what I see. I think we're going towards a more centralized world rather than a decentralized world. I think power is being consolidated rather than given away. And I think when we get into this sovereign debt crisis, you're going to see even more power consolidated. And when that happens, I do not expect whoever wins that battle, I don't expect them to cede power over the currency to somebody else, or certainly not a private market currency.